Well, today is April 11th, 2018, and what is it, about 3 days since the newest false flag in Syria, and nearly immediately, um, President Trump started talking about the animal Assad and how he was going to deal with him, and warships have been sent and are supposed to be there by the 22nd. Um, Russia is threatening to fire down missiles, U.S. missiles, and those who are the sources of those missiles. And essentially, 3 days in, we're just going full bore into insanity. And it really makes me think that President Trump President Trump is incapable of common sense in this matter, incapable of seeing through the bullshit, despite just weeks back him talking about getting out. Now, this wasn't the first time that he said he was going to get out of Syria. Last year, around this time, he was going to get out of Syria, and we had which was announced 2 months ago that Assad was not responsible for that attack last year at this time. They admitted that Assad was not source of that chemical attack last year, which we attacked. We attacked. Was it an Air Force base, and which was basically a token response, despite all the talk. But what's happening now is not just talk of minor response. We're talking of all-out war here, and I see a tweet by President Trump 6 hours ago, and the tweet goes like this. Russia vows to shoot down any and all missiles fired at Syria. Get ready, Russia, because they will be coming. Nice and new and smart. You shouldn't be partners with a gas-killing animal who kills his people and enjoys it. Now, if you go around and you listen to the various Trump-supporting news outlets, and I see a lot of Alex Jones and an InfoWars crew, Owen Schroyer, David Knight, Millie Weaver, Rob Dew. It seems that except for Owen, everybody's speculating that Trump's playing a game again. He's playing the deep state, who is, of course, orchestrating this. It's very easy to see. And likely organized if there was a chemical attack in Syria, which they don't know either way, whether it happened, and if it did happen, who is responsible. Okay, it's kind of, if you think with your head, and you know that President Trump is saying we're withdrawing troops, it would be against Assad's best interests for him to launch an attack on his own people, chemical attack on his own people. I mean, think about how stupid, how insane That is. But that's the mantra. That's what everybody's saying. Everybody acts like they believe it. And worst of all, the man who vowed to end foreign uh, wars by the United States and directly talked about Syria being one of those places. He is sounding like Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama. Barack Obama wanted to play this game, what was it, 2013? In that realm somewhere. And everybody knew the game, and the American people stood up and they said, no, we will not do this. And that was the only reason. The only reason. I mean, yeah, they were telling them, they eventually got around to saying that, it didn't happen the way that that the government was spinning. But the only reason Obama did not immediately go into Syria and take out Assad was because we would not tolerate it. Now, I don't know what's happened from 2013 to 2018, and except that we have a real president, not a usurper, and the people really voted him into office. And that president said he ran on certain things, and this was one of them that he said that he would not do. But he's acting out of control, like he can't think for himself. I'm sure he's surrounded by people in the deep state and the military, CIA, and Congress that would just want to knock the door down and go in and take Assad out and replace him. Just like that. I'm sure he's surrounded by those people. And I'm sure that's what he's hearing. And John Bolton is probably one of those people in his ear. And I have a very serious problem with a president who does not have the common sense to see that he's being played. It's common sense. Okay, you can't. There's no way you can conclude that Assad gassed his people after being told that the United States was leaving for good. There's no way you can believe that. And if you think about it, why would Assad gas his own people? And Assad is the only one. Think about this. Assad is the only one inside Syria protecting Christians. Okay? Christians have, I don't know how much of the Christian population just does not exist anymore in Syria. There's a significant Christian population in Syria, and it was much more significant 5 years ago. And the government they want to replace Assad with, what do you think that would be? That would be an Islamic government, which Assad is against. And I have a very serious problem with this, and I'm having a hard time following President Trump on this. I do not support action in Syria. I do not support his rhetoric towards Russia. It's very, very disturbing that he would make that threat. Get ready, Russia, because the missiles will be coming. Nice and new and smart. You shouldn't be partners with a gas-killing animal. It tells me that he has no common sense. that he is so enraged. So enraged. And I understand that, seeing women and children being affected by the gas that was alleged to have been released. I also understand that this game has been played before, that they've used actors. They've used children who are daughters of diplomats who are coached, given acting classes, and put on a very fine performance. Okay? And Donald Trump is proving, if you believe him, if you take him at his word, he's proving that he can be duped. Seriously duped. And if it is what I've heard some say, oh, it's a master plan, and he's playing it hard, and he's playing into their game and all that stuff. You don't send military force to the area and make the threats that he's making if you do not mean it. And I believe he means it. Just like I believe that Reagan meant it before Reagan was elected, and he told Iran, "You don't let those people go. You don't let those hostages go, and we're coming to get you." And I believe he would have, and they believed he would have. And I believe at this moment in time, unless something drastic changes, President Trump fully intends, he believes that Assad did what he's being accused of, is responsible for the pictures that everybody sees, that it is all real. He doesn't need the proof that it's real, despite history. Doesn't need the proof that it's real, doesn't need the proof of who did it. He knows who did it. And he's going to act, and he's going to go and do his thing. And if Russia gets in the way, we'll have war with Russia. I pray to God that something intervenes, that he intervenes, God intervenes, and gets into President Trump's head, because at this moment in time, I am regretting that he is in that office. And I don't want to. He's done a lot of good things. And he's been attacked like no president has been attacked. I know a lot of people like to say, oh, this is normal. They attack presidents, and and the things that he's had to endure. No, that's bullshit. But it's as much bullshit as Assad gassing his own people right after being told that foreign troops are going to leave. And he's winning. He's beating Al Qaeda, ISIS. He's beating them. Okay? I pray to God that he gets into President Trump's head and stops the insanity. This is insane.